Okay, maybe a quick round of introductions. Everybody knows Rakesh ji, but I think maybe we can all go through a quick round of introductions. So, maybe we might need this.
There is a quick once again.
Hi, Vineet Gautam. I used to run Bestseller India, brand Jack and Jones Vermont only. I stepped out on 31st December and currently taking a chill break. So, yeah, that's what it is for me.
What is next? Yes. Okay. So I'm Muhammad Fawaz. I'm CEO of Hilite Mall. So we are a company based in Kerala, Calicut. We are doing real estate. We are developers. We do apartments, everything. And I am particularly the CEO for the malls. So we operate a mall in Calicut. We have another one in Thrissur also, which is recently opened. And yeah, more focus, completely focused in Kerala. We're doing many more malls in Kerala. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dhimant. So I run Imagica, which is an entertainment theme park, essentially outdoor recreational mall parks, and we are expanding into different geographies. Essentially, I've been a retailer, and for the past 13 years now in entertainment.
Hi, I'm Vishak. This is my 30th year in this business and also in the company. So I joined as a management trainee at Madura in 1995, and I've been with the organization since then. Um, yeah, actually, uh, I was supposed to be in the next panel, but um, I'm glad that I got the opportunity to be with all of us here and be part of this discussion also.
Let's start.
So incidentally, the first when he was a management trainee, we did a trouser festival together.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct, correct.
किसका पैंट उतरा था?
So maybe a start can be if each one of us can share what we're doing already with AI before we can look at possibilities. Of course, you've done a lot of stuff, so maybe you can, Rakesh, start. And
You know, AI is quite interesting. Yeah, I think you look at the kind of stuff that AI can achieve for you at a personal level. Forget business, etc. And I see progressively so many people using it for the search. So many people using it to sort of redraft their emails, redraft their messages. Uh, it's just stunning in terms of the kind of stuff that you can achieve with AI. And from whatever I have understood is that our kind of business, which is retail, right, which is massively data driven, right, and and there is so much knowledge that we sort of capture. Uh, Past data with an AI kind of a model, which can sort of over a period of time get customized to you. It can change the way you look at your business, that change the way it kind of opportunity or the let's say the efficiencies that you can build for yourself is very very high. Now, a lot is work in progress, right? When I talk to some of the most experts around it and who are sort of looking at far-fetched things, one thing that is sort of everybody's sort of reflecting is that if you are spending X on your IT cost there, with an AI adoption over the next few years, you should be in a position to sort of bring down your costs by a significant number, right? That's the journey. Now, it also means the fact that you need to lead the process. Without that, it won't work. It can affect every element, internal and external, which is the customer facing. So it's an interesting space that AI offers for the retail industry. Yeah.
So, I think I quite agree with you, and I follow also a lot on AI. And as a part of Bestseller, I can tell you what we are trying to do. We moved on that customer service, which was the first thing we moved because the amount of calls you get on your call center because of online is humongously high. So we moved that. We moved the chatbot to completely AI. But there was a transition when AI can hand it over to the agent. I think currently you can't fully move it to AI is what I have realized. So it's going to be more time. We get fully automate. We also started looking at merchandising because for us that was a very large gap because whatever analytics you do on an Excel or Power BIs and everything, it's still not as much AI can read. So that we developed something with IBM that really worked for us. That it, in the first 1 or 2 seasons we saw about 2-3% improvement in our sellouts. So it looks at past trend on category. See, our is a fast fashion, so we are already predicting which category is going to grow. Unlike looking at old data, so we were looking at that and we were looking at trends globally. So we had a scraper which was looking at what's happening with, and then we would be able to a little bit justify and say, okay, the punt that we are trying to take, like we saw cargos as a trend much earlier, and our job was to bring fashion earlier. So cargo for us in spring of 24 itself was 7-8% as a category, which actually became a very large category in autumn winter. So that's something which we tried to do a lot through AI. We worked with Ganesh also, Stylumia, to do that stuff and create a. And also what we have done in the past, and it was not completely AI, but was to look at there are hundreds of global trends happening. What is relevant to India? Because if their customers liking, sharing, talking about it, becomes relevant. So that's something we used AI for. The other part that we were trying to do was on design, which currently is on hold, but there is something also that's potentially possible, especially patterns. एक एक का पैटर्न बनाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. AI can actually do that job for you. So we were trying to look at that as an option of saying once you finalize a product, can that be pattern can be auto done through the AI. So that's were a few things that we looked as an opportunity. But I think there's immense marketing also. I think we've done some part. That's become the easiest part to do. But still it's not 100% there, but it's quite good. Especially from an image makeover perspective, there's quite a bit of work that's happening on marketing.
So as a mall developer, we have researched from last 6 to 7 months that how we can retain the customer and how customer can come again and again. So we have created app which has the loyalty program. So the customer is not getting the like full knowledge about the offers which are going to happen. So before that, customer when come to the store, then only get to know that today is offer of three buy three get three free. But if he gets in the app and the everyday offers gets changed because we have outlet ball 365 days is discount, but discount is also different season, different time, different score is there. So we are making a loyalty program from a Denmark company. We already made one app which has everything. If you have entertainment or festival, we have created 85 festivals in a year. In that 85 festival, age group from kids to the older guy, everybody is going to come there. They are going to get the update like a Starbucks app, like a the Book My Show app. He will be having all the entertainment, food, festival, how is the discounts going on, what is the new trend, which brand showcasing which products. This how the loyalty things we are running in the app, which took 6 months to make that app, but it is created now and it will be.
So, Prakash, one thing you could do further on this is, one of the biggest challenges in outlet stores is size availability. And sometimes you have a huge stock in one size.
Right.
जो फंस गया था किसी का वो बहुत सारा आपके पास पड़ा है. If you are able to also do
Yes.
one level deeper analytics of
Yes.
size-wise consumer cohorts, like if I am a UK 12 shoe size guy, half the time I don't get UK 12 in the stores, but when I get, I suddenly get 20.
So we are going to integrate this with the
Yeah.
retailers, where retailer going to give us the stock availability, the size availability, and also design availability.
And if your database has consumers' size, consumers' sleeve preferences, consumers' fit preferences, and all of that, then it becomes very easy to marry the two.
So loyalty is what, like, basically customer. If some customer is not coming for 1 month, we have categorized the customer who is coming every week, who is coming every 15 days, who is coming. Yeah. So where we are chasing them to why they are not coming. So with this data analysis with the retailers, if retailers help us to give all the data for the sizes, it will be great for the customers to come there, because we are going to replace the e-commerce platform with the outlet. That is the biggest challenge, and it will be for further, it will replace the e-commerce thing.
So, frankly telling, we are not using AI much because at current scenario, I'll say that, on a personal level, for any work, if to increase the efficiency of any workflow, of course, a lot of things are being done. That's in accounts or all the back end jobs. Of course, a lot of things are being done. That is there. Uh, what I'm trying to do, or what it's just started, works on that. What we're trying to do is to use the data in a better way. So we have a lot of customer data from just not from the events, but we have an app loyalty program, where the bills uploaded, the custom, so their spending patterns. A lot of things are there, but to use it in a real but good way, we really don't have a mechanism. Very frankly saying, we do it manually most of the time. Market something, categorization, everything is really not in a good shape. So that is one area where we quickly want
So,
to. Yeah.
let me give you one possible use case.
Yes.
So, when a mall evaluates which retailers to have, which retailers to not have, etc., it's some logic that you use. These brands I've heard of, these brands I've not heard of, some logic, and you bring in those. After that, what do? You look at who's doing how much sales. That's the only other measure that you have, because you can measure sales easily. Now look at it. For your mall to be successful, one of the most important things is footfall management. If you're able to say, these are the retailers who actually bring in unique footfalls to me. These are the retailers whose surrounding areas are always dead zones, right? These are the areas where there is chehel pehel hai, life hai,
Heat mapping.
right? Now, suddenly you have a new tool with which to see how to make your mall more successful. Similarly, so-called zoning. Zoning has been done by some logic somebody used, and everybody has been following that. कि बच्चों के ब्रांड सारे एक साथ, औरतों के ब्रांड एक साथ, ये एक साथ. Nobody's questioned, is this logical, not logical. If you did simple thing like bag analysis of what all carry bags is a guy carrying, what are the adjacencies that consumers are looking at, जो आदमी ये खरीदता है वो ये भी ना, some of this e-com platform do this all the time, right? If the guy who's bought mobile phones is also likely to buy this, or guy is. How do you find real adjacencies in your mall? Now again, very easy to get this data. Use AI tools to be able to give you correlations, hence decide your zoning, right? Somebody, for instance, decided that all very expensive brands, put them together. Arey bhai, that's a dead zone in your mall. There is no footfall there. Versus there is another part of the mall where there is a nice, successful retailer who's got a lot of footfalls. Now, some analytics which will tell you how is it that I should lay out my mall, which retailers I should continue with, which retailers I should put next to whom. That's worth a lot of weight in gold.
That's like the ultimate goal, I'll say. That's really something useful if we can develop it to that level. Yes.
So one thing that you have to think about, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that we use a lot today in our business is video analytics. On top of it, we are running AI layers, right? Which really not only looks at the behavior of the customer inside the store, but also the behavior of the staff and the efficiency of the staff, right? They're literally managed on a real-time basis with real-time notifications happening, right, for process failures. Every single time there is a process failure in the store, down to a very small thing, right, it can sort of be identified through pure video analytics itself, right? Now, since you're discussing malls, right, you have certain things which are expected to happen, right? You can have video analytics feeds are there everywhere today, right? You can use AI layers today to find process failures straight away, right? That brings in a lot more consistency, right? Once upon a time, you had a mystery shopper program in which happened like once in a kind of an audit once in a while. AI provides you with mystery shopper program 24/7, right? That's what AI provides you. It costs no money of any significance. It's actually much cheaper. Other areas, while we are discussing about publicly available tools and etc., the way one has to think about AI is about saying whether how do I make that language model that you're creating in AI more relevant to yourself and your business, right? And the language model only improves provided it understands you and your business at a much deeper level, right? It's your responsibility to make it understand it, right? And so We are currently contemplating the fact that every single discussion that we have in a meeting room, right, which is about the business, about the strategy, about it, all should be recorded. Right? You should audio record it. It will get converted into transcript, and it goes back into your language model, which means the fact that over a period of time, your database is so enriched and it's so centered to what you are as a business, right? And that's when that's going to be used for training programs for the next set of people, right? So you need to think AI is changing everything that you think about in life, right? It can. The question is, what am I going to do to make it relevant to my business, right? Yes, right now it's fun, you have you can do a chat gpt, you can do this, but there's a lot more than what you can do, and it just made it easier for people to do it, just made it easier to people to do it.
It's like what I feel is like it's a tool. It's a tool to whatever we want to achieve. It's just helping it. That's all. So my as a mall, what the end goal will be is one is of course giving better idea understanding of leasing, like leasing as in commercial aspects of what will happen in a location if certain brand comes there. What is the potential of that area? So that is the end goal. And similarly, another will be what marketing should be done for the mall, or because what type of customers are coming, or what are we lacking now? What is the activity next we should do? These are the outcomes finally that what we'll have to do, right? So that is the way we have to make it happen.
So just I want to share one of the things that we did a few years back uh, was predicting marriage dates. So, you think that there is a panchang and there is a big panchang, this, that, various dates are there, different retailers publish their dates, etc. So, the reality is much more nuanced. At first level, every religion has very different marriage dates. Within religions, also, different regions have different strength of marriage dates. Different communities have different strength of marriage dates, etc. On top of that, there are good marriage dates, there are okay marriage dates. The buying is very different from that. On top of that, in different parts of the country, the number of days before a wedding that you buy also changes. So if you want to know when your business is going to be high, you need to have the ability. So we did a lot of predictive analytics around this to see how is the correlation happening between this. We created a first set of dates based on panchang, based on various panditjis, maulvijis, everything, and we arrived at numbers. Then we kept looking at predictive correlations against prediction. What was the actual sales? On that basis, we kept improving the model. Today, we've reached a stage where we can predict wedding business up to about 78% accuracy. Right? Now, and that's a very large part of our business because we keep inventory like that. We plan deliveries and all of that based on how that will be. Even for a mall to decide how to do crowd management, even for a mall to do various calendars, etc., can be a very interesting application of technology of AI.
I think you need to just add one more layer, that depending on the date, how long will the relationship last?
If they get married again, it's yeah.
This could be a revenue stream for you, or to give this prediction of dates to businesses.
I haven't thought like that, but trust me,
इसका धंधा है, उसका धंधा है.
trust me, it's a.
पता करने से थोड़ा बहुत धंधा हो जाता है.
I'll tell you. पहले लोगों ने बोला कि यार मुस्लिम वेडिंग में कोई डेट नहीं होते. Then we tested. When we tested, there is a preferences. There is a pattern. There's a UP Muslim wedding is very different from Kerala Muslim wedding. Right? There somebody said Sardars get married only on Sundays. Right? Now you go deeper. There is data which is not exactly fulfilling that pattern. So then you keep going sharper and sharper and sharper. It throws tremendous insights into you. Summer weddings very different from the way winter weddings behave. Even the profile of consumers is different for summer weddings versus winter weddings. So it's again a nice, juicy application of what technology can do for you.
I think destination weddings have come up with another completely different wardrobe strategy, right? Yeah, it's no longer the same strategy as what you have at a hometown wedding, right? And destination weddings In fact, you want to have more and more destination, and destination weddings have no longer remained so far the upper tier. Okay, it's just gone down to everybody.
All kinds
Yeah,
of destination weddings are there.
everybody.
There are tiers of destination weddings. Right.
You know, when you're traveling today, you just go and see the kind of wedding destinations that are getting created everywhere. It's no longer about Udaipur or it's every place, right?
We all know
Yeah.
Abhishek Bansal. He's opening up a hotel only for marriages next to the Dehradun airport. 250 signed Pullman there. He's only opening it for marriage. He said because Shadi ka hi hotel bana. It's like it's become a new stream of business. Marriage hotel.
Yeah. So our category is a very high standard deviation category. So if you see when the crowds are there, it's really in a big number because the time required to consume our category is almost a day. So and you have to plan. So what we've done is that we have created heat maps in the AI systems now, and it's at the early stage. So how do we direct crowd management? Like one of the biggest topic is queuing, because after you come 100 kilometers and if you have to wait again for 1 hour, 2 hours, then it's a very bad experience. So we've piloted something wherein which a virtual queuing is one of the variables that we do. Now, currently it's a semi-automatic tool and it's not a fully automatic, but we think that would be the future. Other thing that we've seen is that safety becomes very important in our kind of locations and even in malls, right? So how do you trigger safety-based signals? And how do we respond to any crisis that may arise out of crowd mismanagement or choking of some bottlenecks that we may have created unknowingly? So these are one use case that we have piloted already. Another thing that we are thinking is how can we blend retail and entertainment as an attraction gamified? Because to draw customer and to make them, like example, I think many times I think how to get more people in malls, and like how we see Dream 11 becoming a completely different phenomenon, and the kind of numbers I heard, it was crazy. It's like it's massive. So if there is a retail entertainment play with a tool of AI, is something which I think could be a big problem solving opportunity for many of us who are straddling with that. And for our business specifically, we are also trying to see if we can create an AI enabled attraction wherein which we can give personalization, because it's very difficult to do personalization in our kind of a category. So therefore we are doing something indoor wherein which someone comes and how best we can create experience that is relatable to the person. Apart from chatbots, where we've seen it's more input that is required from our side, because machine learns over a period of time. And every time we tried, we've seen that there are lots of errors. And even if you go and use Amazon bot, it's a very, very bad experience. And it's not because Amazon does not have good technology, but I think amount of questions and how we ask itself is not standardized. So there is no nomenclature to say how do you ask, how do you frame a question, and with our kind of multilingual facility, our NLP is very different. We think in one language, write in something else. So many times that's something which I thought could be something. Yeah.
Super. I just want to open some more thoughts. And one of the areas where AI has been extremely useful is in creating creative concepts. So, for example, if you want to create a large display outside your mall for Onam, there are amazing AI tools which will tell you, depending on how good is your prompting, right? If you say Onam in boxer shorts, it'll show you how Onam can be celebrated in as something as ridiculous as connection. If you say Onam with saris and lehengas, it'll give you an Onam with sari. If you say Onam in blue and red, there could be so many of these. You say Onam in Calicut, It'll take on calicut imagery, and depending on the kind of prompts that you create, there can be a lot of visual language, both static and video language, which can be created by some of the kind of AI tools that you're getting today. The other interesting application can be on if at some stage retailers and malls are able to collect information around consumers' movement around the shopping area. People tried that with Bluetooth and beacons, etc., but most people don't keep their Bluetooth on. There was a way, and face recognition could be one of them, and consumers accepting that, privacy laws allowing you to do that, etc. If that happens, and those who accept giving that data, that can create a lot of insights around how consumers shop in both in large stores as well as in shopping malls, which could again lead to a lot of wealth of superior service to consumers.
I think think about Digi Yatra here, how life has been simplified, right? It's a great example of how we've adopted new generation technology.
I used that for the international travel this time. You
Fast
don't need.
track.
Yeah, I did. It was seamless in Bombay airport. Seamless. In 5 seconds, I was out of the immigration.
So when you
quickly.
when you come inside, it's fine. When you go out, there's still a guy
No,
waiting
all-
to put a stamp on your boarding pass.
No, you don't need any more now.
No, on the way out, you need a stamp.
Way out from where?
So when you're leaving the country, right, while you do, there'll be one guy
No, I
waiting.
didn't go while coming back. There was nothing, no stamps.
No,
Even I had to write
I-
down a date because when next time you apply a visa for UK, they want all entry out dates. So I don't.
You don't need to write. You can take out there's an online log for you.
Okay.
You can just log in back to where you registered.
That I
The
didn't
entire
know.
records are
But
available
it's
out there.
Superbly quick, huh? Superbly quick. I don't know why
No, but I think irrespective of that, I'm sure they'll update the system. I think Digiyatra is just stunning, right? In terms of the kind of convenience it has created, right? No longer waiting, useless stuff. When it's just face recognition and one database which is being built out of your camera, not even ready from somewhere else, right? And it works across the country, right? And it's so quick.
I know a lot of hotels are integrating that too for check-ins now. They're going to integrate Digiyata hotels.
So I think, the idea is like, Truecaller is of a great help to avoid all the spams, right? We may not like it or not, but is considering where we are as a nation and the number of calls that you're getting, adoption of that is something which is interesting. Privacy is a never-ending subject. Unfortunately, we don't know where we are going to land up. But what one sees is the fact that at least China is one place where a lot of this has got extraordinarily well integrated. Hopefully we'll see a lot of these integration which happen seamlessly.
Another thing that we tried to do, because we spoke about customer, when we were doing CRM earlier, we could do only 50, 20 cohorts or 30 cohorts. Now with the new AI, the system that we were using, we could create about 200, 300 cohorts. And because physically, otherwise it was very difficult to create cohorts. And now with AI, you can create multiple levels of cohorts with different kind of things, with prompts also, right? Only shirts, check, create different cohort, which was not practically possible earlier. I think that's another big thing that AI is helping do on CRM.
So I can share with you another application that we're working on is retail cost control. So starting from at one level, an AI tool which digests all agreements and then is able to compare previous versions, this version, etc., compare horizontally across agreements and so on, prompts for extensions, renewals, etc., to tallying when the actual bills come, whether they match with the agreements or not, to then look at deviations. If Highlight Mall charged me 28 rupees a square foot last month and suddenly this month looks like 32 rupees, there should be a prompt which says, hey, there's something wrong, can you check back with the mall, right? Or summer months, winter months, how's the pattern, year-on-year comparisons, etc. Similarly on manning, ability to see where do I put staff at what times of the day, days of the week, how do I bring that greater discipline. Human beings have a limited appetite for data crunching. Machines are able to do that a lot better. That's absolutely another way to solve for costs. AI tools for managing your air conditioning expenses, depending on weather, depending on all of that, how to manage for. So I think even on something as boring a subject as retail costs, there can be a lot of AI tool applications which will help you to solve for that.
So,
No, just to thinking about energy as a cost parameter, which is quite a large today in retail, right? So out of the 110 stores that we have in Style Union, 100 of them we have complete energy control from a centralized location, IoT based, because it's designed upfront from day one, right? Control center is in Pune, temperatures are managed, and automatic adjustment can take place from a central location, right? There is no chance, actually the store manager has no control over the lights, control over the temperature that needs to be maintained. If the weather is outside, it has rained outside, the temperature itself in the system has got to move upwards automatically, right? That's the level that you have to do, because otherwise this cost is going to go out of control. What's given in this country is the fact that energy cost is not coming down, right? It's just going up, right? And as a percentage of sales, it's just been an incremental number. Huh? It's just not come down at all.
Yeah, so all the main things like expense for the mall will be like the chiller and all that thing. So we have also like connected everything, to get the data like the BMS system. But not just that, like you said, a prompt system is now it's there, which gives when there is a variation, like some time it comes up or down, that's prompted, that comes as a message. And if that is too high, it comes to the higher level, that hierarchy is set. So that kind of AI prompt is there in that cost part as well. Like you said, it's a boring part, but yes, so that helps.
He specifically mentioned
That's
he specifically
exactly.
mentioned highlight mall, hoping the fact that the next month bill will be lesser. Huh?
There is one more.
So similarly, like currently, like most of the places, the cameras count the footfalls. So that is anyway there. So now more than that, we have the demography-based footfalls now, just the gender and the age group and everything, which is ready. Yeah. So and now that is there at the entrances now. Now what we're doing is we're doing it like floor-wise and area-wise as well, so that we understand which areas actually get what type of customers. Just using the normal cameras, but image AI layer on top of the normal camera videos. That's all. Yeah.
So one more application in Instagram. There is like a geo tagging, where you can geotag and you can show your profile or your reels on that particular day for that time. So we run in Viviana Mall when this your store started for 15 days. We have run the discount outlet for 15 days. For we have spent almost 5 lakh rupees there. In that particular time, lots of people going to the Viviana Mall in a store, entering Viviana Mall, and they are getting pop-ups like if you want discount 50%, 70%. Here is the location, and you can come there. So we have converted almost the sale was 25-30% higher than that particular time.
So one another thing based on the camera, right? We try and tabulate NPS score based on the feedback, and sometimes I think that capturing the emotion while you're exiting, it could be something that can validate your NPS in a very true measure, and there the data collection is almost 100% because you can't skip that. Whereas in NPS, you don't know how many people have put the feedback. So that could be one more application around AI.
And then correlate to what happened for them.
Correct.
Nice. So I think that was very useful, and maybe we can wrap this on this note to say that a lot of applications, exciting times, and it's fortunately here is a technology which is reasonably user friendly. It's not something you need to be scared of. It's not something which requires heavy applications, heavy installations, transitions, cutovers, etc. It's fairly it rides on most of your applications which are existing. So and if it makes life more efficient for all of us, I think it's good for everybody to share this. So
I think
thanks.
the only guy who should be scared is your IT head.
IT heads can be very excited. I mean, it does actually become a force multiplier for them if they are open-minded and they're progressive. It's exciting. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.